Hey y'all, Bradford Scott Walden here again, coming to you from sunny Sayulita with another episode of How Do You Spiritual Masochist? I've had a really interesting last couple of weeks. I went to Austin to visit friends and family and take care of some logistical things and stuff, reset my tourist visa for coming back to Mexico, and then I returned to Mexico on October 24th, which was a Monday, and I just missed the hurricane that hit here the day before. And although most of the town wasn't very damaged, there was the river that runs through town blew its banks and flooded a lot of people's homes. And of course, it's the poorest of the locals who live along the river, and so they had all kinds of water damage and mud in their homes. So there was a lot of really intense energy around that and hurricane relief and stuff. Then the next day was a new moon solar eclipse, which historically for me, those things just smack me so hard. I don't know what it is about them, but they really get to me. But anyway, from the moment I got back, I was having this really intense heaviness and sadness in my heart, and I was kind of confused as to where it was coming from. And at first I thought maybe it was the hurricane relief energy and the collective sadness for the loss that happened in that. And then I thought, well, maybe it's the new moon solar eclipse, because those are usually a doozy. And it just kept going, and I was like, man, I don't know. Maybe it's something that's happened that I haven't found out about. It was really confusing, and it really was super uncomfortable. Just carrying around so much weight and sadness on your heart, and when this particular kind of thing happens for me, it's also super exhausting. I find myself having to rest so much more to not only take care of my body, but also to have a chance to listen to where this might be coming from and whether it is actually mine or is from elsewhere. And it wasn't until Wednesday of this past week, after spending some time in the cemetery the night before for Dia de los Muertos, and hanging out with a lot of the locals and listening to mariachi bands. The next day, I was listening to this audiobook called The Raw Contact, the Law of One, Teaching the Law of One, I believe is the name of it. It was a channeled book that came out in the early 80s. And something in that material really triggered it, got to me. And I wasn't triggered by it, but it triggered the awareness of what was going on. And as I like to say, awareness is 97% of the journey on any transformation. And my awareness was, this was basically an upgrade situation. And when you're on a personal journey, personal growth journey, and you're doing your spiritual masochisting, there's a number of different ways that these things can come through for us, and a lot of times it's a self-directed, very conscientious effort that's being made to access certain parts of us that we were already aware of, and sometimes the stuff just comes in. It's not something you asked for, but the universe and your sky homies decided, hey, you know what? Sort of like you're ready for a new phone upgrade, except it's a spiritual one, energetic. And it just shows up at your doorstep without being aware that it's coming. So that is what I realized what was going on with me. And that awareness in itself brought so much more light into the experience. I still wasn't, and I'm still not. I'm almost there. I'm so close to being done with whatever this upgrade is, and I still don't know exactly what it is. But the awareness of what was happening, for me, this is one of the things I do. If I'm going through something really intense, I'll ask, can you just give me a nugget of wisdom as to what we're doing here? Because it's the not knowing that makes it more uncomfortable. And when you have a little inkling, or, even just a piece of the story, it makes it a lot easier to handle the discomfort, the heaviness and the sadness when you know that you're actually in process of something that's going to be much better for you. So with that lightness, it really helped quite a bit. And I still, like I said, it's still not complete. And I've had some peaks and valleys even since Wednesday. But I actually kind of I treated myself on Wednesday after I had that realization and found that lightness. I was like, you know what? I'm going to celebrate a little bit. I'm going to celebrate my life and myself a little bit, and just enjoy some time on the beach and have a couple of cocktails and hang with friends and really let this new sense of lightness breathe in the world for a bit. So all of that to say that, if that's something you've experienced, or if it's something that you're going through, and there's, everything operates on a waveform, as well as there being a full spectrum of experience in all of these things, and in intensity and longevity. But ask yourself, go inside, meditate, however you want to do it, and see what the answers are. Wait for the answer to come. And if it's still not coming, and if you want to add to it, find somebody that you trust. Find somebody that you feel like has the wisdom and the ability to ask the right questions to help lead you to a new understanding and a new awareness of what's happening within you, so that you can find that lightness, which makes that last 3% of the transformation that much easier and that much quicker usually. All right. I love you guys. Happy spiritual masochisting. Until next time, Bradford signing off with a kiss. Bye, y'all.